Alright, hi everybody. Here on the Eurocad on the 1 hour. I attempted a sell in this area, right about here. And on the 1 hour, it looks like a horrible spot. So I'll jump right into it. Overall flow is more saying down, right? So that helped me get into this also. So the most immediate on the hourly, even 4 hourly, is a push up with lots of volume. So that's first red flag that I wanted to take a sell off of this. So we have an area here, buyer's territory, tons of chop, and then a break to the downside, as in seller's territory. This buyer couldn't do anything. So I saw that as my area from here to here, and I was looking at this push down for a potential struggling pullback to sell it. I thought I had room in this area. And I've noticed I've taken quite a few trades in the past that are similar to this, as in strong breach in one direction, nice consolidation, and then another breach in the other direction with tons of room, and I'm trading that one. So I think potentially I'm actually trading the weaker of the two. Instead of looking for this to give me pullbacks to this area for a buy, I decided to do the opposite and take potentially the weaker set. I believe that's it. I'm going to do some more looking and go back at some of my trades and find this. But here on the 15, I'll give a quick of what I was looking at. Ultimately, I've decided that this trade wasn't a good spot. It wasn't a good trade, and I'll explain why. So we have this breach to the downside with this pullback coming in. Automatically, the breach versus the pullback is a lot stronger. Flag right there, but I didn't realize that. All I saw when I came in was this big knockdown with this volume. Some CPI news came in and rejected very strongly. So this push must have pushed up and then got rejected. So I said, okay, there's definitely some selling pressure right there. So I was looking for another, this was the primary, and give me a secondary, and I'll jump in and try to take it to here, if not down to here. Knowing that I had room to work because my playground is down in here. So I thought I had plenty of room. But looking at the 15, well, let me go down to the 5 and I'll explain. So I spent more time on the 5 minute than I should have. Definitely was one reason this didn't go. So here's that primary push with a strong rejection, and another strong rejection up into this area, and then this, he came down and tested back to this guy. So I looked at this as my V formation, and this is my test to get in. So what I ultimately did, I came in here and saw, well, it's too late, I can't get in on this. But what if I got a test back to this underside right here, potentially, and I could get in to take it here with my stops just above here, and my take profit in that area. So that was what I was looking at, 1.75-ish. That's, so really after it's all said and done, maybe 1.25 after spreads and everything. But what I didn't notice was this test back on a higher time frame was this candle right here that closed there. I think if I would have switched back and just at least looked and got off my precision and looked at what was going on, that would have deterred me greatly from getting into this. And just the strength of this coming back, the strength of this buyer just overtook the strength of the seller, really. So I need to be more focused on my strengths. Let's look at all these candles with this 2 big pushes up. versus all these down. 1, 2 down, and pretty much, you know, took it all in one candle, and then it just kind of stalled here. So I believe that could have been some warning signs. And then, so I did luckily close it right here at this orange line before it took me out and stopped me out fully. I was able to catch it before, and just noticing that it just wasn't going. It should have went here if it was going to go, but it didn't. So I got out, luckily, so that's a plus. I had my signs here of euro was weak, Canadian dollar was weak, so they would potentially be fighting. So I had my caution. And then also the correlation for euro was weak, so correlation was kind of pointing towards a downflow. But it just ultimately didn't work out that way. So even on my 1 hour, there was really no struggling pullback. It's just, you know, there's nothing to really tell me to get into this. So I think I'm going to mark when these trades come in like this and the opposite side. I'm going to monitor more than try to jump in. I believe, honestly, I was just kind of trying to get in on this. It just looked okay. The design looked all right. One more quick thing that I want to notice on the 5 minutes was after this I was looking for this test to come in, and I noticed I've taken a couple of these little test type trades. I'm not the best on these tests. I feel more comfortable in these areas. You know, after the primary goes, the secondary failing. I feel like I'm more comfortable on that versus when it's trying to test the underside. Something about those I don't like. But all right, we'll call this one good. I appreciate it, and here we go.